So, um, I have posted like videos before on the channel, like I've attempted it, and then I always keep on deleting. But, I actually want to make this and like post this as like, um, a form of like manifestation, maybe, or like to do something out of my comfort zone and hoping that something may come out of it. So yeah, if you want to hear me talk, then yeah. Um, so I have like goals I have in mind, like things I want to do that I inspire to do, but like I don't know where to start or what to do um to get there, so I'm just gonna put it out there in hopes that something may come out of it. I don't know. Um and also to talk about some things. But yeah. Okay, so I am Amanda, and I'm 21, and I always have had like goals in terms of like creatively, not just solely um with poetry. Um so this is why it's been like hard for me to like navigate like what to do or how to do it or what to do first. Um Although I have started with my poetry, which I feel like same thing. I don't know what to do since I feel like people don't, like normal people, like common people, I don't know, like read poetry. I feel like um it's kind of hard for you to get like known for it, at least. A lot of people, or just in general, it's always like very niche communities or spaces, um which I didn't have that in mind. I thought that I would like do well, especially on Tumblr, which it's been kind of rough. The same thing, like I feel like since it's not very like enjoyed on like a big scale, like I don't know. But there was a moment a while back, a few years back, where it was trending, and then that kind of faded away. And even though a lot of people didn't like the poetry coming out of that era, or not that they didn't like it, but it was kind of like, I don't know, it was talked about or something. Um, but yeah, same thing, like, not same thing, but like, now, well, this is my experience. Maybe we should just talk this in order to not, because I have a list. But yeah, let me just state my goals first, and then I'll talk about that. So, I kind of wish to at least like model once. I feel like the way that I look is unique. Um, I don't know, I just wish for funsies or like, because I feel like it would fit me to model at least once. Not to be a model, but at least do it once. Like a photo shoot or something. Not like walkway or anything. I mean like a photo shoot. But that I don't know. Like what are you supposed to do? especially that to do it once. Like I don't like yeah, I don't okay. I have like two movie ideas that I wish were made into a reality. But same thing, like since I have so many ideas, like I'm like overwhelmed. So yeah, I guess I can talk about it in another video or whatever. Um, and then this I could do it now, but since like I don't feel like I have an audience, it's like so yeah, basically like I want to do a poetry book. So since I started writing poetry in the pandemic, I wanted it to like document that. I wanted it to document like how I felt, what I went through at the time. So also like all those poems and stuff and emotions are in a book that I can go back to easy, but then also there's a book that can like represent what people went through. At the time I think that would be good. I don't know. Um but once again like since I don't have an audience for my poetry, then who am I to feel confident that when I make the book and then I start promoting it, which that's another thing that's complicated. Who's gonna who's gonna get it? That's why I don't feel very confident or um have worked on it a lot cuz it's like cuz my goal was like posting these poems on these websites and stuff, right? Try to gain an audience and posting poems that, mind you, are the same ones from the pandemic. But it's like, if like nobody likes them, it's like I don't feel confident. Like I don't feel like, you know? And it's not necessarily that I need people to tell me that the poem is good, but it's like I want people to engage and be um pick it apart and actually be engaging with it, like actually, because again, I'll talk about it later, but yeah. um I also have some like game ideas, or maybe it's just one. It's like a horror game that like you feel like you're watched. The point is I have a game idea in terms of horror. Yeah. Also don't know what I can do about that, but yeah. And then maybe I wanna like collab with music musicians that I like, because like what inspired my poems have not been necessarily poems. That's a whole other thing about me. I'm not inspired by poets. I'm inspired by um singers, like their lyrics, especially the Beatles. Like that was my like initial inspiration. So yeah, to like collab with them or whatever, like do a verse or something. Not a verse, but like lyrics. Yeah. But yeah. So now I'm gonna talk about, because like I knew that this was gonna be pretty quick. So now I want to talk about like at least the environment that is of like poetry, like the poetry community or whatever. So there's all these websites that you could like post your poetry to. But once again, since it's so niche, there's so much like that audience can be so much. Like let's say like you do have a lot of people liking and stuff like that in these certain websites. You never see that influence in other places like that, like YouTube, Instagram. Like it's just niche, like it's in those spaces. And like I wish amongst other art forms too that like these things are not like niche. Like I wish there were cherished in general just as much as like music. Because like I've mentioned this before on my Tumblr, but like I wish that this was cherished just as much as like music, movies, and all that stuff. But also those things are easier to consume, I feel. I like that. It's just not very popular to begin with. So yeah. So I have posted my poetry on All Poetry. That's like a website. There was another one too that I've tried. But at least like my experience with allpoetry.com, again, it just my drama, if you can call it drama, because like whatever, was like, you know, I was posting as normal, and then all of a sudden this girl, like she like spammed me. And like I don't know if you know this about All Poetry, but since it's a website, the notifications you get are through email. So I was just chilling, like just normal, like in my room, and then I started getting emails back to back of like her liking and her commenting and all this stuff. And I'm just like, immediately I'm like, oh, this is spam. Like this is like this is not real. Or that I just don't like that, like that sort of engagement, because it's like I just didn't feel it was genuine. And then to top that off with like that I didn't felt like the website was doing much for me, I'm like, I was just done with it. So I just kindly messaged her being like, literally kindly, I don't know how more respectful you can get, but I was like, oh, like, you know, like don't do that again, like that made me uncomfortable, like kind of like setting a boundary. And I sent that message pretty quickly, so I thought like, oh, she would respond quickly, I don't know. But she didn't. I like waited and waited. Well, could have waited more, but in the end I'm just like, I'm just gonna block her, since like anyways, like I just didn't like that. And then the next morning I go to her profile because I'm like, I have a feeling that she's gonna take that incident and she's gonna make it into a bigger deal instead of like, I don't know, just being normal and just not, just respecting that boundary. She proceeded to make a poem about it, and she like talked about it or whatever, that happened. And I'm like, it's not that deep. I was just uncomfortable by that. Like, I thought I was not the only one that felt like interactions like that are like spam. Like, my bad. Like, okay. So then I just left after that, basically. But the whole poem was like something about like a bruised hand and like not being able to take affection, and it's like, you could have just let it be. Like, you could have just respected the fact that I felt uncomfortable by that, and just that's it. Because she literally liked all of my poems, like, quickly. Oh, and mind you, she did all that, but she didn't follow me. So she did all of that, but no follow. So for me, that's like, immediately, that's spam. Like, that's you trying to get this. Again, this is my mentality. You trying to get attention on your account by you overly supporting another. But you didn't follow. Okay, whatever. I would have just respected that, and I would have just moved on if I was her. But I would have never would have made a poem about that. And that's another thing. I don't feel like incidents like that are worthy of a poem. I only make poetry when it's about someone and it's about an event that really affected me, not some internet drama. Like, that's just not even drama, but just like miscommunication, like something to do with the internet. Like, that's just so weird to me. Especially mentioning like modern day stuff, like Instagram and stuff. Like, I don't associate poetry with that. I associate like the emotion, and then you putting like imagery or like a metaphor, but not sitting there like talking about Instagram in a poem. Like, that's just, I guess that I don't go for that for like modern poetry, I guess. Although my stuff is like free verse, but whatever. And then, so currently I have like WordPress as like archive, so then like everybody can like read it, and like you don't have to like have an account or something to read it, or like you have to buy something to read it. Like, it's just there for everybody. It's up to you if you want to like support by paying or whatever. And then Tumblr is like the social media, like, reach out. So that's another thing too. I have like tried posting my stuff on there multiple times, and then by now I just have to deal with it, and I'm on there. But I don't like that each time I have felt like I have gotten people that same thing. Their engagement is not very like genuine. I have gotten people that are very well known or known, like they just get a lot of likes, and then all they do is just like the poem. Like each time that I make a new one, they like it. Not even like a comment, not even like an indication that they read the poem or like a follow. So once again, my mentality is like, oh, they're just trying to get attention. So they're not genuine. I could be wrong. So those people I don't know, I'm suspicious of them. I don't really, anyways, I don't read poetry from other people. Like I said, I don't take inspiration. If I'm trying to read now poetry, is because I'm trying to help other people out, hopefully helping other people out on this other blog that I have just now. But all the interactions and all that, like, is genuine, and I'm actually reading the poem, and actually they're good. I'm just not inspired by them. But again, I want to help them out, to hopefully foster like better community. I don't know. At least have one genuine person like reading it and like sharing it. Yeah, in the beginning, especially with the account that I have now, I felt like a lot of the people were that like not genuine. So I at one point had a bit of a crash out or whatever, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna block all of them because I don't want to see them, because I also felt like it was like this group of people that were all in this group who were all well known, and like they just didn't felt real. Like they just felt like such low engagement, you know what I mean? For something that is so thoughtful and so, I just find it to be a little bit like, I don't know, I had expected more, especially from Tumblr. But I have them unblocked. So, but still, now they don't reach out, so whatever. But I don't know, it's just been so empty. Like the engagement, it's just so empty and so hollow, and like I wasn't expecting that. I don't know what I was. I thought, and maybe this is true, but I'm pretty sure back in the day, Tumblr was more engaging and more genuine. Now it's like Pinterest, like all over the aesthetics and stuff. I don't know. I've had Tumblr a couple times before, and I felt like it was more engaging. Like more people would engage with you. So I don't know what's going on. But then again, Tumblr is not that known now. Like it's not that commonly used. So I think that's expected. Which is why I feel like I have to do more than just be on there. Like being on here. Which like I don't mind. I just never envisioned myself making videos. So I'm like, what do I do? And then all those times that I've played video games, I already did. And so it's like, damn, I should have started there, you know? Making content, especially gaming, since I play. I'm like, what could I do now? But I will. But I just feel like posting poetry now on Tumblr is pretty dead. Like, if you post now, you're gonna get a few likes, and then if you do that enough times, it might be the same people, and again, it just seems pretty dead and empty. Um, Again, this is just my experience. Tell me if I'm really wrong about this. This is just the way that I see things. I'm also like very like I don't really trust people like that. Like I'm like defensive. I don't know. But it's just dead. I think most people get barely to nothing of interaction, and if they do, it's just the same people doing it again and again, and it's just like so then when I see those people that have more engagement, I'm like what are they doing differently? And then I start to doubt my poems, and then you start to think like, are they botting or something? Like, what are they doing? Who knows what they're doing? But at least it's comforting to know that generally people don't get a lot because of how, not how dead the website is, but there is less people than before. That's for sure. So then that's why now when I post on Tumblr, I feel so like frustrated because it's like when I see people that actually do get engagement, I'm like what? I wish I had that, you know? Like, why can't I have that? Like, oh. And then I've also have had like met people on there that didn't really go well, that you know, I hate that it happened. Also that I also have an issue where like when I detect like weird interaction or like someone said something weird or something, like I get like very defensive and like distance myself. Not because I don't care about them. Call it whatever you want. Avoidant attachment style or anxious. I don't know. I know I have an issue. Truly, I'm trying to work on it. But the point is like when something weird happens, or when I feel like someone's not genuine, like they don't have good intentions, I like, because I get very overwhelmed. But I'm trying to work on it. So yeah, a few friends or people on there have ended one way or another. One, or they're not very active on there, or yeah. So yeah, I'm also sad about that. But it's just that it's been rough posting poetry. I think on any platform. It's like people they don't do that, and again, I know that people do like it, but I mean, it's not that common that it's like widely appreciated or known or whatever. So if you're trying to get popular off of it or like an audience, you kind of have to do something else. which is like what I'm doing, I guess. Um, but that, I mean, anyways, that's not a bad thing. Like, lots of people have gotten opportunities by extending themselves, like getting out of their comfort zones and doing things. We'll see. And then for WordPress or my website, that's the archive. Yeah, if I talked about it. Okay, but it's I have the WordPress and then Tumblr. And then my other socials on Linktree is like if you want to check it out, especially my Pinterest, my Spotify. Like if you want to check it out, but not that I've done much on there. It's just if you want to check it out and see what I like and stuff. Because yeah, I feel like what I've curated on there, especially like boards I have, are pretty cool, or music like playlists. Yeah, it's been a bit rough, like being a poet. And then I'm at a point where I'm like, I gotta do something, because I don't want to like give up on this easily, because it's been hard, but then I don't know what to do. So and then I also don't want to do things completely that I don't want to do just for that. It's hard to manage, but I was expecting that like me posting on Tumblr that would be it, but it's not been it. It's been far from it. Yeah. Yeah, and that I expected like Tumblr would be more engaging and people would be more interested. But I think we're all in the same situation where like we're trying to get people to see our stuff and like our stuff and enjoy it and you know engage with it. And it's just not like it's hard. And again, I don't think it's a matter of like, oh, it has to be loved. It has to be the likes. I think it's just like engagement, like what do you think of the poem, like that, because then there is not much point to posting. Like you can just write it and then that's it. But I think when these people post their poems, like they want to see people like relating to it, reading it, and actually dissecting it and stuff like that. And so when none of that happens, it's like I don't want like 100 likes. No, I want like people actually reading it and actually eating it. Like I don't need you to tell me that it's good. I think it's good. I like the poem for what it is. I just need to hear what you think about it. Like feedback. Like if it connects to you, if it's relatable to you. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I don't care. I'm just trying to connect with people. And so when I hear people talking about like on Substack and all these places that like, oh, don't focus on the likes and stuff like that, or like do it because you actually want to write and so forth. Like, don't do it for engagement. Does it hurt to have people talk about it? For people to read it and then comment what they think about it, or like that we want to connect with you, like, or but anyways, I'll talk more about specific stuff if you want me to, or like you can tell me in the comments for what else I should talk about in the next video. And it's starting to rain. But yeah, I think that's all, because then it's gonna be too long. But yeah, I think that's it. Bye.